Pop Squat. Coming at ya. Hey everybody. We've got a song recommended by Ginseng, and the song is from Bones. Yeah, Bones. And right now you're looking at my Twitter page. Doesn't really help you. Bones and Vegard Veslelia? Veslelia? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. I actually didn't even notice that this was not by Just Bones. So there you go. So I don't have any information on Vegard, although that's kind of a cool name. I assume it's a real name from like a Northern European place. And I guess why don't I just Google it as we're sitting here to answer my own frickin' question? I am probably correct. SoundCloud, Twitter. Do we have anything else for it to tell us? BeatStars profile. Let's see what this has to say. Norway, he is from. Okay, so that does pretty much answer my question. Yeah, look, he's got some stuff out, and maybe I'll look into him later. The song is called Plants in the Vase. Looks like this is a video. So I will blow this up. It is 2 minutes and 9 seconds long, and came out in 2016. I've got lyrics over on that screen over there. So let's give it a listen and see what it sounds like. Bones has been pretty cool so far. He is, I think if I'm remembering correctly, has kind of a really distinctive, deeper-ish voice, and music tends to be a little darker sounding. Would that be accurate to say? I think, maybe. Let's just jump in and see. 2 minutes, 9 seconds, Plants in the Vase. Voice quiet.
Up real early, plants in the vase make the place look party. Looks so ugly and sounds so dirty. I know they coming out just to say that they heard me. Charlie, burn me, grab blunt sergeant, Cashwood, general reports.
Oh man, I get so much of morphine out of this too, and I don't think it was morphine that I was talking about before, or the last time that they came up. But just that voice is so rich and fantastic. It reminds me of Mark Sandman's voice, and just and the sound of Morphine's music with that saxophone in the background. And if you haven't heard Morphine, absolutely go listen to him. If you like Bones, if you like Cemetery, if you like the Witch House stuff in general, Morphine is fantastic. Yeah, I really like them. Interesting story. The lead singer of Morphine, I don't know if I mentioned this last time, I think of it every single time I talk about Morphine, died on stage in Italy during a performance. Just heart exploded. And he has the coolest name, Mark Sandman. I think I did mention that. Let's keep going. This sounds awesome.
Everyday learning, still never perfect. Words are on me, no weapons on my person. Pay me for a verse, now they think they got a purpose. Couldn't get it free, please don't call it working. Speaking on me, think it's funny, keep talking. I do this for me, you just do it for some star shit. Reaching for reasons to keep with your breathing. Couple comments and some views, now you cheesing. Hope you go far with this shit, please believe me. Then you realize that the goals are deceiving. Think that you know what you gon' be receiving. Redeeming a ticket to the life how you dreamed it. Taking just me and no ID, no money, no hope. Not a wish inside me. The sky far down to earth. I submerge in the shadow and I never show up. I don't live, I don't die, I don't ever grow up. I just am like the willow, I stand under some years later in abandoned wetlands. Came across a bean, I asked for a chance. Show me how it ends for the one who I am. Every second lived in a 3 second span. Blink disappeared, now alone I stand.
Yeah, wow, the end section there actually kind of reminded me of some of like Pink Floyd's The Wall, just with the kind of slight singing and then some weird sound effects and like the coming down. That was neat. I don't know why Pink Floyd specifically came to mind, but that's The Wall is really what it kind of made me think of, I guess. Um, Man, this sounds good. This is one of those songs that, again, if I had heard this in the 1980s, from this sound could have existed then. I absolutely believe that would have been possible, and it sounds so amazingly cool and fits into the whole like kind of emo, kind of alternative, kind of even slightly gothy, like just really kind of. And I shouldn't really say gothy because I never really got into goth music and I don't really know it, but it feels like it ought to fit into that sort of style of music. Um, Really, really cool. And what's he talking about? Wake up early, put plants in the vase, which is where the name comes from. So I assume since that's the title of the song, it's supposed to be sort of a minor effort to make things look better that stands out more than the mess around it. Seems to make sense, right? Because he says plants in the vase make the place look purty, so he's already sort of making fun of it being better looking, like, oh, this will make it look purty, instead of actually being pretty. Look so ugly and sound so dirty, I know they coming out just to say that they heard me. Surely burning cracked blunt surgeon. Cached wood general reporting for service. Everyday learning still never perfect. Razor on me, no weapons on my person. Paid me for a verse, now they think they got a purpose. Couldn't get it free, please don't call it working. That I don't get. It sounds like somebody's coming to see him because they bought something. Like, it's a little messed up. Speaking of anything, it's funny, I do this all for me. You just do it for some star shit. So I think he's talking about a whole lot of different things here, and this is just him ripping on all the people who want to make music just to be famous. Like, that's the only thing that matters to them. It doesn't, the artistry of it doesn't matter. The creativity that really goes into it, the dedication to something larger than yourself, which I think most artists have. Right? They have something to say, and so they're using art to do it. Where did I go? Reaching for some reason to keep with your breathing. So why I'm trying to figure out why I want to stay here and talk to you. A couple comments and some views. Now you cheesing. Hope you go far with this shit. Please believe me. Yeah. Okay. And then you realize that the goals, they'll deceive you. Think that you know what you're going to be receiving, redeeming to take you all the way. Yeah, so basically, you have no clue. You want all this stuff, and you have no real perspective on life, is kind of what it sounds like, and so you're going after this for a reason that you think is valid, and really you're starting from a flawed premise, is kind of the idea here. Like, life is not what you see on TV. Life is what you live, and you think you can be the TV person. This is my interpretation and sort of my shorthand way of talking about it. You think you can be the superstar and not still have to deal with having a good life, and that's really what you need to do. Cat, I will. Oh, you're up there. He escaped earlier. I submerged in the shadow. This is a great song. Yeah. Really, really cool. Every second lived in a 3-second span. Blink, disappear, now alone I stand. Oh, what is this about? I just hang like the willow. I stand hundreds some years later in abandoned wetlands. Came across a bean knee-high, I think he said. Asked for a chance. Show me how it ends for the one who I am. Every second lived in a 3-second span. Blink, disappear, now alone I stand. really crazy. Oh, I can think you're lonely. Huh. Yeah, the end of it is like, apparently he's eternal. The end is really interesting. I stand 100 years later. Okay. Oh yeah, he says I don't die. So he must be something in this song. I submerge in the shadow and I never show up. I don't live, I don't die, I don't ever grow up. I just hang like the willow. I feel like I'm missing something obvious that this should be, but man, what a great song. What a great song. Maybe that's a reference to like, I don't know. They don't mention it though. I was gonna say it kind of sounds like it could be a reference to like a Jesus on the cross thing. Submerge in shadow, never show up. That's not really true. I don't live, I don't die, I don't ever grow up. I just hang like the willow, hanging on the wall. Stand 100 years later, sure, it's possible. But in abandoned wetlands. Oh, talking about the willow tree. I don't know. This is a really weird one. Huh. I like it. I mean, despite the fact that I really have no idea what it's about, and there's nothing on here that explains specifically what it's about, I think it sounds like a really cool little song, and I would absolutely listen to it. I'm curious about what Vegard's contributions were. I assume it's just on the production side. He's listed as the producer, but the song is specifically credited to both of them, so maybe he helped with the writing of the lyrics or something. Great stuff, Pop Squat. Checking out. Please like, subscribe, and share. That's all for now.